Today on the channel, we get back to the country like a young Marty Stewart with a little Grapplers and Gimmicks 3-pack action, this time with Southern Justice and the Godwins.
I knew I would get back to the country, back where it all began.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Grapplers and Gimmicks retro unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something extra special as we got Southern Justice and we got the Godwins and Hillbilly Jim. But for all your Grapplers and Gimmicks needs, hit up Hastel Toys, use the link in the description down below. Got to get a deal out there. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I really enjoy the Grapplers and Gimmicks stuff. And it's really cool to get a 3-pack. Reminds me as a little kid getting 3-packs, box sets of different toy lines. It was always exciting because you're figure fed, be it G.I. Joe, be it wrestling, be it whatever. It was always nice to get a shot in the arm because you got a bunch of new characters at once instead of just one at a time. All of a sudden you got a tag team, you got a 3-pack, whatever it may be. Was a lot of fun, and some of that excitement is right here. Obviously with that, makes the figures a little bit more expensive. We understand that as well, but very excited to dive into these two sets. And it's very cool that it's like the yin and yang of the Godwins here. Their evil persona with Uncle Cletus, their down-home good guy personas with Hillbilly Jim. And if we go back to the infancy of Grapplers and Gimmicks toy line, we had the Godwins way back when. And I know Mitch really liked those figures at the time, but as we say all the time, constant learning, constant improvement. You knew he was itching to improve those figures, and he finally got to do that today. But we will compare him to those original Godwins later on in this video. And speaking of original Godwins, how about the early edition Godwins here? And we'll save the Southern Justice for later, but we're going to start with Phineas and of course Henry O, and then Hillbilly Jim, which Hillbilly Jim could have got a Hasbro back in the day. We did get an LJN, one of the most famous LJNs of all time, but he was still poking around. He was an announcer. He was an occasional wrestler. He was around back then in the Hasbro days. So this feels right, and I'm very excited to get Hillbilly Jim in a retro form finally after all these years. Could be one of my favorite retros of the year already, but we'll see how it is outside the package. Love the 3-pack stance on this one, looking very cool. Grapplers and Gimmicks logo. You got the artwork up there. I believe AI artwork, I'm sure. You got their autographs going on. Henry O. Godwin, Hillbilly Jim, Phineas I. Godwin, Comic-Con exclusive right here. Very cool. Hate to take it off the card, but we got to do it for science. We know how it goes. Got a little bit of action on the back, black and white style. Anything to make mention of, the Grapplers and Gimmicks design team is dedicated to producing figures in the spirit of the ones we all know and love. We hope our mindful efforts make you feel as if the original line never ended. And for my money, that's what this feels like. I know others think other toy lines too, and you like what you like, you don't what you don't. And I think all the retro companies are doing good work, but these feel the most to Hasbro to me, personally. But looking good. You do got the cross-sell here. It does list off these guys as well. Looking very good, and I believe we do have another Hillbilly Jim coming in the future, so be ready for that. But let's get him off the package. How do I do it without destroying the card a ton? We're going to try our hardest here. I don't know. It's not going so well. We got the Horseshoe Smash, the Country Boy Bash, and the Slop Drop Slam are the 3 finishers, for those keeping track at home. And I know there's somebody with a checklist. Oh, there we go. I'm getting in there. I'm getting in. Not easy. Very tight on the card here, but probably better tight than loose. That's what I always say. I always say that, don't I, Todd? All right, there we go. All right, we're getting them out. We're doing our thing here. There we go. All right. Looking nice. I'll clean that up a little bit later. See you later, Shuffle. Goodbye. And let's start it off. And I guess we're going to start... we'll start with Hillbilly Jim. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we go to old Big Jim here? Looking very good. It is Hillbilly Jim. Now, his hat is not removable. Personally, I prefer that. Personally, that feels more Hasbro to me. And let's be honest, we've seen Hillbilly's hat from Mattel. We saw it from LJN. Never stays on the best. And it's a crazy hat, too. It's one of those hats you take off and you slap it against your knee. You know how it, like Cletus and the Dukes of Hazzard, something like that is what it reminds you of. But I do like that. Very iconic to Hillbilly Jim. You got Hillbilly Jim with that big curly hair, that big bushy beard. He looks like Hillbilly Jim. If you handed me this head, I would know who this is immediately. Got the big denim jacket over the top. Got some gold buttons looking good. He's got those overalls. You know he's wearing those overalls looking very nice. He does got his hanky here. You know a good country boy's always got a hanky. Hanky removable right there. How much snot and boogers is on this? That's what I want to know, but he's got that there. Looks really good. He could have also had it out the back pocket, but you know a guy like old Hillbilly Jim, he's going to have a handkerchief like this. Reminds me of my grandpa. My grandpa would wear this kind of outfit too. He was a welder back in the day, lived out in the country. He always had a handkerchief. You know, you'd blow your nose or you'd sneeze or something. He'd be reaching into his pocket and giving it to him. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I'll use my sleeve. That's what I'll do. But he was the first to hand over his handkerchief at a moment's notice if he needed to. Love the thumb right here. He's ready to check somebody's oil. You never know what he might be up to. Maybe hitchhike a little bit too as I drop him. You never know what old Hillbilly is going to be up to. He does got the black boots as well. Articulation, a little bit of side to side on the head. Arms all the way around. Waist articulation, and that's it. But that's all you need for manager Hillbilly Jim. I'm here for that, though. Like I said earlier, Hasbro should have had a Hillbilly Jim. He could have been an announcer, manager, wrestler. He filled a lot of different buckets back in the day, and I guess still does today. But speaking of buckets, how about we move over to the slot bucket here with one Henry O. Godwin. Hog, if you want to. He does come with the slot bucket. We saw this before. We'll compare the slot bucket as well in a little bit. But a nice accessory there. To me, Henry Godwin, his biggest moment is, of course, the hog pin match against Triple H. That was pretty iconic. Dare I say a defining moment? Maybe. But it does look really good here. You got the head. Once again, I know who this is. This looks like Henry Godwin to me. You got the long curly hair, much like a young Hillbilly Jim. Got the big mustache, got the big beard going on. Looks like old Hog himself. He does got the DDT position here. A lot of moves. One of the most iconic Hasbro positions you could be in. He's got that going on. Got the Fist of Fury and the gripping hand here. Once again, rocking the overalls like a young Hillbilly Jim. And got the bright yellow shirt underneath there. Black elbow pad, black boots. Same articulation as Hillbilly Jim as well. Looks like Henry Godwin. Henry O. Godwin, as he's known in some circles. And now we turn our attention over to the weak link. Yes, I'm saying it, he's the weak link, but it is Phineas Godwin, of course, Midian once upon a time. He does come with the horseshoe accessory, however, that can go around Hillbilly if you want to as well. Choose your own adventure on that one. Nice plastic accessory. Hillbilly Jim known for that horseshoe. And they used to, when I was a kid, I was like, man, where do I get one of these horseshoes? I want to lug it around, take it to school. I could use it as a weapon if I needed to. Of course, I was in the class of '84. You've seen the movie. I was just like that as a kid. I could use it as a weapon, but it would also bring me good luck. As we know, instead I had to settle for the rabbit's foot in my pocket, I think is what I had to settle for. But we got Phineas Godwin, P-I-G, pig in some circles. Got the goatee going on, a little bit of beard. Looking a little bit like Chum Lee from Pawn Stars in the face department. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Looks like he's got some chaw in his mouth, too. He's got some chew going on. That's what those country boys love. They love a big old package of Redmond, I think is what they like. Never tried any of that stuff. I'm sure it's good. It's probably just like beef jerky, but you can't swallow it. Well, unless you're a real one. I've seen guys swallow their chew. Always dangerous, always dangerous. But looking good here. 2 Fists of Fury. Got those silver bands. It's like duct tape around for wrist tape. Why wouldn't you? Got the red shirt and overalls. Seeing a theme here, the overall boys, and it's going to continue over here. Black boots as well. Same articulation between them. Looking pretty darn good, though. Definitely improvements. As we say all the time on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. Let's bring out those original Godwins. Look at that. These guys look a little bit more like Simpson characters of the Godwins. Kind of that yellow skin tone there. Still not terrible. I don't mind the size. I love the accessories. I like the looks. I like how they have the hats on. It's just the skin tone is just a little bit off and the faces are off. So I always say it on the channel all the time, constant learning, constant improvement. This is the definition of that with Grapplers and Gimmicks line. They've come a heck of a long way between these two. These still aren't bad, and I do appreciate that he didn't just use these same molds, put a new head on them, made it different than the last ones. So for people that got these that were maybe on the fence, well, they're totally different. There's no hats on these. They come with Hillbilly Jim. I think that was a good plan right here. And then you could always use these accessories back over if you wanted to as well. Very cool. Always like to get that little pig over there as well. But there it is. The Hillbilly family, I guess we'll call them. Hillbilly Jim and crew. How about that? But now we're turning over to the evil side. The evil side of the Godwins, as we're going to Southern Justice here with Uncle Cletus, TL Hopper once upon a time, USWA staple once a time as well. Grapplers and Gimmicks 3-pack once again. Just a more devious group. I don't remember that. I mean, I remember them, but I don't remember them being around very long as like the Godwins were, of course. But looking good right here in the 3-pack. What are the finishers? With the Southern Slam, and the Horseshoe Smash. I think that's a dish my grandma used to make once upon a time. On the back, black and white. We do get a little blurb back here, though, and it's a long one. Mark Canterbury and Dennis Knight made a major impact when they shed their lighthearted country boy image and embraced a much darker, more aggressive side. Teaming with veteran Tony Anthony at ringside, they became a rough and tumble force, trading charm for intimidation and showcasing just how dangerous they could be when fully unleashed. And it's like a horror movie, like backwoods horror movie. You go down the wrong street and there's that old gas station and you got these guys out front of there. It's like Last House on the Left is what it would be like. I'm sure. With Anthony guiding them, the pair leaned into a Smash Mouth style that emphasized power and cruelty, earning both attention and success in the tag team ranks. Their heel turn marked a pivotal point in their careers, proving their ability to evolve and keep audiences invested with raw intensity and grit. How about that? And if I'm not mistaken, they had some Confederate flag action on like the hats and stuff. Obviously not PC all these years later. It's not that light-hearted Dukes of Hazzard years, of course. We know all about that Confederate flag, but I'm going to get down to business here, and I'm going to try my hardest to get these off as clean as I can. Not always easy, though, as we know. Haven't found the perfect way to do it either. And man, these are on tight. They're on tight. Like a young Cheap Trick once upon a time, she's tight. Oh, come on. Can I not get this out? Is it gonna be like this today, Southern Justice? Is that what it's gonna be? Is that what we're gonna do? I guess so. That's what we're gonna do. All right, here we go. I'm sliding in, going through the back door, just like a good country boy would. You go slip in through that back door. You never know what they're out to in those fields. There we go. All right, we're getting there. Come on, Henry. Come out and play. See you later. Goodbye. Let's get down to business here. But in a plot twist, let's start with Uncle Cletus. We got the new one. I'd almost want to have him square off against Hillbilly Jim. Obviously, didn't quite line up in their time, but have him square off. They could have had a blood feud over the Godwins. Oh, man. I want those Godwins. No, I want those Godwins. It writes itself. I should have been a booker once upon a time. Got that train conductor hat up there looking good. Got the big beard. He looks like he's a member of the Godwin family. Got the black shirt. Got the overalls going on here. Looking very nice. 2 Fists of Fury. Black shoes down here. Going to have the same articulation as the other boys. I was going to say, is this the same as Phineas over here? It is not. It is a little bit similar, though. The bodies are the same. The legs are the same, but the arms are different. But we know how it goes. You got to get the most out of your mold. Stop me if you've heard it before. But Uncle Cletus looking very good. A deep cut. I don't know if we'll ever get another Uncle Cletus figure ever, but not too bad right there. Looking pretty good, all things considered. And then, he was TL Hopper, too, right? Once upon a time, we got old TL. Don't quite look the same. You would never guess they're the same people, but there it is. Moment in time. He's got his handkerchief in the back like a real man is what he's got going on. But we got that going there, looking very good. But now we're diving into the Godwins. And let's start with Henry Godwinn. You know they're real bad guys when they lose the shirt. They're just going straight overalls. Oh, straight overalls right here. Got some tattoos going on, looking interesting. You got the overalls. Got a kind of quasi-Confederate flag, a generic, I don't know what you would call it there. You got the Henry Godwinn face, smiling like a killer, like a young Lemmy from Motorhead once upon a time sang about. Looking scary, looking backwoods. Got the black shoes as well. And then last but certainly least, maybe not, we got Phineas Godwinn right here. Pig, of course. Got the overalls once again. Got a little bit more tattoo action. I really like his Rick Rude tattoo. A nice Rick Rude tribute tattoo. You can't beat that. He is a redneck from Texas because his tattoo lets us know that. Got the stringy hair as well, looking like Chum Lee once again. Looks good though. I understand it. I know who it is. Black boots, overalls, 2 Fists of Fury. Ready to go, ready to represent the Godwin's name is what he's ready to do. So a fun 3-pack just like the last one. Honestly, a lot of fun right here. I'm never going to tell you that the Godwins were a favorite team of mine, but I go back to being a kid playing with these figures. Can you imagine if these were in the Hasbro days? Obviously, the years don't quite line up, but let's say you have your Nasty Boys, you got your Demolition, you got your Legion of Doom, you got the Rockers, and you're mixing these guys into it. Man, oh man, nothing funner than having some tag team division fun on a Friday night, getting a couple of pizzas, watching a movie. Ooh, playing all the hits is what you'd be doing here. And we're playing a lot of hits here with Southern Justice and the Godwins. I have to imagine more people would want the Godwins and Hillbilly Jim. I like this one better because of the Hillbilly Jim factor. Everybody loves a good Hillbilly Jim. But this is pretty cool as the bad guy tag team as well with Uncle Cletus. A lot to like about these figures here. If you're me, they're definite pickups. Be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you need these in your collection? You picking these up for your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. Yes, every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Check it out over there. Support the channel. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. The Kyle Peterson Show, available every single Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for another Hastel Toy, Grapplers and Gimmicks unboxing, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?